Good morning, dear children. Let us now do part 2, Glimpses of India, Coorg. Now, Coorg is actually the name of a place, a small town located somewhere between Mysore and the coastal town of Mangalore. It's a beautiful place, as if it has come from the kingdom of God. It's a place in Karnataka, and its other name is Kodagu. It is the smallest district of Karnataka and is home to evergreen rainforests, spices, and coffee plantations. So, let us now read more about this place. Midway between Mysore and the coastal town of Mangalore sits a piece of heaven that must have drifted from the kingdom of God. This land of rolling hills is inhabited by a proud race of martial men, beautiful women, and wild creatures. Coorg or Kodagu, the smallest district of Karnataka, is home to evergreen rainforests, spices, and coffee plantations. Evergreen rainforests cover 30% of this district. During the monsoons, it pours enough to keep many visitors away. The season of joy commences from September and continues till March. The weather is perfect with some showers thrown in for good measure. The air breathes of invigorating coffee. Coffee estates and colonial bungalows stand tucked under tree canopies in prime corners. Now, this is about the place. The location is between Mysore and Mangalore, and it's a beautiful small district in the state of Karnataka. It's the smallest district actually, and has many coffee plantations, famous for spices, and it is green all around. But it rains too heavily there in the monsoons, so that is not the right time to go there. The right time or the peak time to go there is after the monsoons, that is from September, and you can go there till March. The weather is perfect and some showers thrown in for good measure. So even if you go there in between September to March, you may get some showers. The air is always fresh there because of the green forest, the evergreen forest there. Then also you have coffee plantations, so it's surrounded by invigorating coffee. Okay, the smell of coffee, the aroma of coffee can be experienced there. Then there are coffee estates and colonial bungalows. Colonial bungalows means the bungalows which were established by the British. Now, the next main feature of Coorg is the people there. The fiercely independent people of Coorg are possibly of Greek or Arabic descent. As one story goes, a part of Alexander's army moved south along the coast and settled here when return became impractical. These people married amongst the locals, and their culture is apparent in the martial traditions, marriage, and religious rites, which are distinct from the Hindu mainstream. So, one story actually says that it is of Greek descent. Descent means the descendants are probably the Greeks. The Alexander's army actually once probably moved and settled here only. They didn't choose to return because the return was actually very dangerous. It became impractical to return. So the people married amongst the locals, and the children produced. They have the Greek features. They are martial. They have that martial traditions. All the soldiers, they have taught their children also to be trained in all the martial means the warfare, and all the religious rites and all which are distinct from the Hindu mainstream. So the story believes that the people may be from the Greek origin. The theory of Arab origin, they may also be from the Arab origin because of the dressing style. The Arab origin draws support from the long black coat with an embroidered waist belt worn by the Kodavus, known as kapia. It resembles the kofia worn by the Arabs and the Kurds. So they have a similar dressing style as the Arabs have, okay, an embroidered waist belt and a long coat. So they may be from the Arab origin also. Kurgi homes have a tradition of hospitality and they are more than willing to recount numerous tales of valor related to their sons and fathers. The Kurg regiment is one of the most decorated in the Indian Army, and the first chief of the Indian Army, General Cariappa, was a Kurgi. So, this is something to be proud of for the people of Kurg. They can always say that the first chief of the Indian Army was a Kurgi, and they have a separate Kurgi regiment because the people there are actually very much trained in the martial arts, and also they are martial men, means they are all built like soldiers, like the warriors, and that is, these men are actually very brave and they have numerous tales of bravery which they can tell about their own children or even about their fathers and grandfathers. Even now, Kodavus are the only people in India permitted to carry firearms without a license. Now, anywhere else, if you go in India, you need to first have a license if you want to keep a weapon. Okay, it can be a pistol or a gun or any other weapon. If you want to keep, you should have you. It's must to have a license. But that is the only place in India, Kurg, where the people, the Kodogus, are allowed, they are permitted to carry firearms without a license. So that's a very big privilege. And this, now let's come to the beauty, the river, the natural beauty which is there in Kurg. The river Kaveri obtains its water from the hills and forests of Kurg. Mahasir, a large freshwater fish, abound in these waters. Means Mahasir, it's a variety of fish, freshwater fish. It is actually found in plenty. Abound in these waters means they are found in plenty in this area, in this region, in river Kaveri. Kingfishers dive for their catch, while squirrels and langurs drop partially eaten fruit for the mischief of enjoying the splash and the ripple effect in the clear water. Elephants enjoy being bathed and scrubbed in the river by their Mahavats. So it's just the author wants to describe that if you go to Kurg, you will find variety of fish, birds, and wild animals. You can watch the squirrels and the langurs playing in the forest. You can see the elephants being bathed by the Mahavats. The Mahavat is a man who takes care of the elephant. The most laid back individuals become converts to the life of high energy adventure with river rafting, canoeing, rappelling, rock climbing, and mountain biking. So there are a variety of adventure sports here. Even the most laid back individuals. Now, what is the meaning of laid back? Laid back means some people who are in a relaxed mood. They are not in a hurry. Laid back means the slow and the lazy life. So the most laid back individuals become converts to the life of high energy adventure. So here when they come here, they just like the way people go for all the adventure sports. So they also become very active here with river rafting, canoeing, then rappelling. It's again a going down a cliff by sliding down a rope, rock climbing, and mountain biking. Numerous walking trails in this region are a favorite with trekkers. Now, people just love those who love trekking in the mountains. There are so many walking trails. Trails means small paths which are created by walking. So that's a beautiful place to for the people to visit. Those who love natural beauty, those who love adventure sports, those who love the hills, those who love the forest. So this is a perfect place to go. Birds, bees, and butterflies are there to give you company. Macaques, Malabar squirrels, langurs, and slender loris keep a watchful eye from the tree canopy. Now, what is a tree canopy? Tree canopy is actually when the trees are the forest is so thick that the trees form a covering over it's at a height. Okay, they cover the whole region, and there is hardly any sunlight coming through them. So that's like a canopy. I do, however, prefer to step aside for wild elephants. So the author wants to just tell you that here the birds, bees, butterflies are there to give you company. So wherever you go, you will find all the types of birds and bees and butterflies. Then you have squirrels, then you have langurs. Okay, slender loris is also a type of animal which you can find there. But he himself prefers to watch the wild elephants. The climb to the Brahmagiri hills brings you into a panoramic view of the entire misty landscape of Coorg. A walk across the rope bridge leads to the 64-acre of Nisargdham, running into Buddhist monks from India's largest Tibetan settlement at Niamey, Bailakupe. It's a bonus. The monks in red, ochre, and yellow robes are amongst the many surprises that wait to be discovered by visitors searching for the heart and soul of India right here in Coorg. So the last paragraph describes about the Brahmagiri hills, which is again a beautiful place to go because when you climb the hill, you are on such a height that you can have a panoramic view of the entire misty landscape of Coorg. So the entire city of Coorg or the town of Coorg is visible from that place. And if you walk the rope bridge, it leads to the 64-acre land or island. It's a 64-acre island of Nisargdham. So the small island also, a riverine island there, running into Buddhist monks. Now here also there is a settlement of the Buddhist monks in the nearby place which is known as Bailakupe, and that is again a big surprise. The monks, in red, ochre, and yellow robes. Ochre is also a shade; it's orangey shade that way. So red, ochre, and yellow robes are amongst the many surprises that wait to be discovered by visitors searching for the heart and soul of India right here in Coorg. So again, it's one of the surprises when you go there. You'll find Buddhists. You'll be surprised to see the Buddhist monks there. And there's a Tibetan settlement which is claimed to be the largest one. Otherwise, you will find Tibetans in many places, in many cities in northern India also. At many places, you will find Tibetan markets. Okay, and at all the hill stations, you will find a separate Tibetan market. But here in Coorg, it's such a far off place from Tibet. There also you will find Tibetans living. So that's all in this chapter. And they have also given you how to reach Coorg by there are two ways, by the rail and by the road. By road also they have two routes to Coorg from Bangalore and Hassan. From Bangalore, and that is via Mysore. That is more frequented one because it is a highway, and the other route is via Neelamangal. So that is just for your information sake they have given. So that's all in this chapter. Bye from my side.